Hi, my name is Mary Beth Keck, and I'm a freshman here at Mount Union. Today I'm going to be presenting on The Handmaid's Tale, and specifically the use of self-image and identity within The Handmaid's Tale. So for my thesis, Margaret Atwood has used identity as a central theme in many of her novels, and The Handmaid's Tale is no exception, where Offred's lack of physical identity causes her to try and piece a persona together based on memories. And so I'm going to explain how Margaret Atwood typically uses identity in her novels and link this to The Handmaid's Tale. So Atwood and identity. According to Nora Stovall, a professor of English who has studied Atwood, she says Margaret Atwood's novels all center on the quest for identity. And then this is often done through trying to piece together a broken self-image and put it back together. And in the upcoming slides, I'll explain how this is done in The Handmaid's Tale. So before an identity can be pieced together, the reader needs to know that a character is lacking in identity. And so in Offred's case, it's mostly a lack of a physical identity. And this is at a glance seen through her lack of a personal name, and also in her appearance, because she's forced to wear the color red of the handmaids. But then, taking a deeper look, we can see it's more than that, and we see this through her thoughts in the book. And one quote that shows this is, "I used to think of my body as an instrument of pleasure, or a means of transportation, or an implement for the accomplishment of my will. I could use it to run, push buttons of one sort or another, make things happen. There were limits, but my body was nevertheless lithe, single, solid, one with me. Now the flesh arranges itself differently. I am a cloud congealed around a central object, the shape of a pear, which is hard and more real than I am, and glows red within its translucent wrapping." So this quote just shows that Offred is not comfortable with herself. She doesn't really recognize who she is, and it does paint a clear picture for the reader that Offred lacks an identity or self-image. So then the next step for Atwood's typical use of identity would be to form a new identity or self-image. And according to Peter Stillman, a professor at Vassar College, Offred tries to retain some sort of self-image through using memories that she had from her past before Gilead, and these are seen a lot in when she remembers her husband and her daughter, and also when she reflects on her old name. Her name is never revealed, but it's often talked about. And then another way that Offred tries to piece together her identity is through the use of hope, and the idea that everything that's happening right now is a story that she's telling someone and not a disturbing reality. And one quote that shows this is, "I would like to believe this is a story I'm telling. I need to believe it. I must believe it. Those who can believe that such stories are only stories have a better chance. If it's a story I'm telling, then I have control over the ending. Then there will be an ending to the story. A real life will come after it. I can pick up where I left off." So this quote shows that Offred can believe that everything in a story, or that everything is a story, and she can change the outcome. If she can change the outcome, this gives her power, and power to do something for herself, which is not something that she is seen as being capable to do in Gilead. It also makes her more than a body that's supposed to carry children and bear children. It gives her a personality and a purpose. It also relates back to the memories that she relies on to create an identity, and in saying that she hopes to go back to it and start where she left off one day. So in conclusion, Margaret Atwood has used the theme of identity and finding a self-image in many of her works, and she masterfully displays this in The Handmaid's Tale, where she clearly shows Offred's lack of physical identity and how she uses other means to piece together a self-image of herself. These are my